So here we are in June, and it's Pride Month. Oh, can you tell? I said to the woman who did my nails, I said, it's Pride Month, I'm an ally. And she said, I know just what to do. So I was very happy. Yay. And June's theme is a path to a powerful life. The path to a powerful life. I love that. Last week we heard Donald Graves, he started off the month asking us that question, right? What is your powerful life? And that is a really good question. We need to think about that because we are co-creating our lives every day, every minute. We are co-creating our lives with every choice we make. And we make thousands and thousands of choices every day. Everything that you do in your day is a choice if you think about it. From the moment that we wake up, from the minute we awaken, right? The alarm goes off. Maybe you have an alarm clock, right? The alarm goes off. And we get to get up or we get to hit the snooze button. I mean, like immediately, right away, there's a choice. There's a choice from the minute we wake up. We can awaken and lay there in bed and go, oh God, it's morning already. I didn't get enough sleep. Oh God, it's already morning. Or we can wake up and say, thank you for this day, right? I love Karen Drucker's thank you for this day, Spirit, right? Thank you for this day, this wonderful day. We get to choose all the time, in every moment we're choosing. Do I shower before breakfast or after breakfast, right? What about breakfast? Ooh, maybe I'll have some granola or Cocoa Puffs. What's it gonna be? Coffee or tea? Get dressed. Pants or the dress? Gentlemen, I would suggest the pants. Take the car or take public transportation, right? Use the bus pass. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of choices that we make up. We decide every single day of our lives, and each counts. Each choice that we make counts. We have free will. We are free to choose. And we get to experience the consequences of those choices. We have free will. We can choose whatever we want, but we don't get to choose the consequences. In the practical application of Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes said this. He said, the power of choice with which the human has been endowed is either his greatest blessing or his greatest curse. And that's biblical, right? Today I put before you both a blessing and a curse. And this is what they're talking about. He goes on to say, properly understood, it can lift him to the heights. Misunderstood, it can drag him to the depths. He is free to choose anything he wishes, but he must accept the responsibility for his choices because the inexorable law will create his experiences according to those choices. Every choice we make changes our lives in great or small ways. Where would you be today if you chose this major instead of that one when you were in college? Who would you be today if you went directly to work and you didn't go to college? Or vice versa, you went to college instead of going directly to work? Or what if you married your high school sweetheart? What if you never married at all? What if you went to the Peace Corps in 23 like you were planning on but never did? Who would you be now? Where would you be now? And still, they're not all earth-shattering choices, right? We decide to stop at a coffee shop. We stop at this coffee shop and not that coffee shop. And we run into someone we haven't seen in a long time who knows someone else who wants to hire someone that does what you do. Right? This is the way our life unfolds. We know things happen this way. One yes leads to another yes, or another maybe, or another no. But it sets off a chain of events that we call life. We just call it life. We call it life and we say stuff happens, but honestly, our lives are the weave. They are the warp and the woof of the fabric of our lives. And that fabric is every decision that we make. It is the building of hundreds of choices that become thousands of choices that lead to the changes in our lives, that lead to other choices we make, that lead to other changes that are the stuff of all of the days of our life. It is the stuff of all of the days of our life. We get to choose to go to a party. Well, you know what that means? That means you chose not to stay home. So every choice that's a yes choice comes with a no choice, right? You choose to do something, that means you've chosen not to do something else. While we're at that party, we choose to speak to this guest and not that guest. Maybe all of them, maybe none of them. Maybe you're the one who sits there petting the dog. I know those people. All of it, a delicate dance of life. You know, when we were moving from the Seventh-day Adventist campus, I'm going back now. How many years was that? Was that 2012? I don't remember. Okay. When we were moving out of the campus that we were on originally, the SDA campus in Tierra Santa, we had a small budget, right? Remember, we were raising money any way we could. We were doing fundraisers, and we were doing contributions, and we were doing auctions, and we were doing matching funds, and we were doing visioning, and we were doing praying, and we did all of the things that it took to prepare for a move like that, right? We started in prayer and visioning, then we moved our feet, like Ernest Holmes said, and we were getting ready for this successful move for the spiritual community. We still didn't know where we were going, but there was the goal in front of us. There was the goal. We kept moving forward. We kept doing the little things, even before we knew where we were going to be. We were raising money. We were preparing to go somewhere. We were going to move somewhere. So we were doing all the things that we needed. And then we had Steve Salmons, who was our realtor. Fabulous guy, wonderful. Our trusty realtor, and he showed us the place. First place, over there on Mission Gorge Road. And we walked in and we went, eh. It was so funny. We went, no, why would we want to be there? There's a big old elevator shaft in front of the building. You can't even see the front door. Why would we be there? There are poles in the middle of the sanctuary. The ceiling's only 9 feet tall. The bathrooms are outside, for God's sakes. There's no running water. Why would we be there? And so Steve dutifully showed us, 10, 12, 16 other places. We drove all over the place. We saw things. We saw abandoned buildings. We saw places you don't ever want to see. I guarantee you. We almost signed a lease at one point for another place. And we came all the way back. And Steve brought us all the way back to that first place on Mission Gorge Road and said, nope, this is it. He said to us, with your budget, with your size, with everything that you need to do, this is the place. This is the place. It's all included, electric, everything's included. It's in your price range. And it doesn't need a CUP, right? It's already zoned, whatever. And we said yes. We said yes. Right? We went all the way around. We saw everything, in greater San Diego. And we came back to the original place and we said yes. But not knowing what it was going to lead to, but it was yes, because it was the right thing to do at the time. And we said yes, and that yes led to another yes. That led to another yes. That led to, yes, you want us to move? I didn't expect that. Yes, you're going to build us a place? Yes, you're going to move us? Yes, here we are. And the whole time that we said yes to Mission Gorge Road, we had no idea that it was going to bring us here. This is what the saying yes is about. Suit up and show up and say yes, because you don't know where the yes is going to lead you. Yeah, we made it happen. Sure, we did, all of us. We all came together with our intention. We set our intention so clearly, so powerfully of what comes next. What comes next is a beautiful space where we can all celebrate together. That was the goal, and how it manifested, we didn't have a clue. But one yes led to another yes, led to another yes, and that yes led to this yes. Yes? Yes. But back when we were looking at the original place, we had no idea. We just said yes because it was the right thing to do at the time. We just said yes, we trust Spirit. We trust the universe has our back. Don't know how it's going to work out, but it's going to work out. We believe in the good outcome. We kept saying yes. We kept affirming. We kept knowing the big picture, the goal, and not worrying about the details along the way. Muhammad Ali said this. He said, it's the repetition of affirmations that lead to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. That's science of mind. That's religious science. That's what we believe. We show up, we dress up, we say yes. We manifested this on a grand scale. But what we have done here, we do individually in our lives, in very small ways, perhaps. But this is the way our lives unfold. One event leads to another event, leads to another event, which leads to the expression of our lives. And I'm saying yes as if that is the only legitimate answer, and it's not. We're allowed to say no when things are not for us. We get to say no, but that also means we're saying yes to something else, right? Just like when we say no, just like when we say yes to this, we've said no to other options. We can say no also to this, and we're saying yes to other options. Every choice we make is a yes to something. It is also a no to something else. So when we look back at our lives and we say, where would we be? Where would we be if I didn't go to college, where would I be? If I did go to college, where would I be? Or if I didn't marry, if I never married, if I did marry, if I didn't marry so much. All of those things. You know, we can ask ourselves all of those questions. But here's the thing. Remember, there were choices. They were choices we made. They're not mistakes. None of them are mistakes. They're choices we make, and every choice gives us something. Every choice puts us on a path, or shows us a path, or changes the direction of the path, or makes us carve out a new path. That's a good one. Makes us carve out a new path where none existed before. We don't regret the choices we made. That's a waste of energy. Don't regret the choices we've made. That is a waste of energy. Oh, I should have never, blah, 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 you know. We spend a lot of time in that past. There's nothing to be gained there. What is that, this old expression about look in the windshield, don't look in the rearview mirror. You're not headed that way, you know. It's like, don't look in the rearview mirror so much. You're not headed in that direction. It's a waste of energy to keep looking in the past and saying, I should have, or I shouldn't have, or I never should have, or, oh my, you know, that was a mistake, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Why did I take that job? Why did I pass that job up? Why? It's just an invalid question, and it's a waste of time regretting our choices. We get to benefit by our choices when we learn from them. What did they have to teach us? What did that choice give me? Every choice that you make comes with a gift in its hand. Whether you enjoyed the choice or you didn't enjoy the choice, whether you thought, oh God, I could have done that better, it still came with a gift in its hand. When we learn what the gift is, we make better choices. There's like an old expression about that, right? When I make good judgments now, wisdom comes from good choices, and good choices comes from making bad choices, right? I mean, it's all a process. We learn from the gift, we make better choices. Ernest Holmes said this in 360 Science of Mind. He said, we do not change all of our patterns of thought in one moment. Rather, it takes place little by little until gradually the old thought patterns become transformed into new ones by some inner alchemy of the mind, the operation of which we do not see, but the manifestation of which we do experience. Little by little, we keep changing those things. We change the way we think because we're like a feedback loop. We get the results of those choices, and if we like them, we do more choices like that. If we don't like them, we make better choices. But we have to be awake and aware to understand that. And for me, that's what we do, and that's what this teaching is all about. Coming to consciousness around the choices we've made. So we're not doing it unconsciously. We change our choices, you know. It's like paying for your sins. There's an old expression, right? This is that whole idea of that, you know. We know in this teaching there's no sin but a mistake. There is no punishment but a consequence. But let's take that a little further, okay? First of all, we're talking choices. So it's not even a mistake, okay? They're not mistakes made. They're not sins committed. But they're choices we've made. Choices. We make choices and then we live the consequences. We make choices, then we have to live the consequences. And we learn from both the choices we make and the consequences we live. We learn to make better choices. We atone for our sins. And that's really what I think that word means. Now, usually when you're hearing the word atone, it's usually like Game of Thrones kind of atone, you know. Shame, you know, repent, all that stuff. But that's not really what I'm talking about. The word atone really, well, we can use it in New Thought terminology. We are a New Thought teaching, right? So it's taking responsibility for the choices in ways that support us. Atonement could mean in the past, or it used to mean maybe paying for your sins, or settling up, or changing my evil ways. But in New Thought, we can look at it differently. We can look at it, atone meaning at one. It's two different words, at one, which means to be in harmony with. To be in harmony with. To be at one with means to come to our own divine nature. To come to our own authentic nature is to atone. We come back to who we really are. We are at one with, or in harmony with, who we truly are. You know, atone comes from a combination of Middle English words, at and one. Together they meant in harmony. And in current English, we use it as a way to be like, you know, I am one with nature, or, you know, make me one with everything, or whatever. It's to be in harmony with. When it first entered into English, it meant to reconcile and suggested restoration of peaceful and harmonious state between peoples or groups or nations. So now the verb today means to kind of, you know, pay for, get better, address damage that you have inflicted. So originally, atone meant to be in harmony with. And I think that we can go with that. I like that. It reveals our authentic nature. When we atone, we are at one with. At one with. We are doing the spiritual work. So when I think of the word atone, A-T-O-N-E, let's talk about awaken, think, overcome, newness, and evolve. Okay? We'll make a nice little mnemonic out of the word. If we want to change our choices and experience different consequences, we have to change the way we make those choices. And Ernest Holmes said this, he said, the only thing that stands between you and it are the accumulated thoughts, beliefs, and emotions of the centuries. But there is nothing that has been put there, either by yourself or by the human race, that it cannot be removed. These false beliefs are thought patterns laid down through the ages and accentuated by your own experience, by your own inherited tendencies and environment. However, there's no use wasting time speculating on how they came to be there. Your job is to reject them. The great thing within you, which is called will or choice, can decide your destiny. It can remove every obstruction and gradually implant new patterns in your mind. And that's what we're doing when we talk about choice and change. New patterns, creating new patterns. Awakening to the choices of old, the habits, the unconscious thoughts, the thoughts that our family gave us, or our tribe, or our culture, whatever. Awakening to those and deciding anew for ourselves. So awaken. Awake to those habit thoughts that keep us making the same decisions over and over and over and expecting different results. We have to awaken to those. When we awaken to those habits that drive us, and they're usually fear thoughts, or the limitation thoughts, or automatic responses out of our past. We've always done it that way. When we awaken to those, then that frees us up to make new decisions. Why do we make the decision we make? Why did we say yes when we meant no? Why did we say no when we meant yes? We get to examine those things when we awaken. So we awaken, we question our choices. Think. What else is there? What else is there? What else can we do? Is there another option? Of course there are other options. Is there one other option? Is it either or? No, there's probably 3 or 4 or 5. The alphabet has how many letters in it, right? So if plan A doesn't work, there's 25 more. There's never an either or. Think about the options. Think about an expanded universe. How does that fit into my life? Weigh the positives and the negatives of all of the outcomes. We have to think. And then O, overcome. Overcome the past. Overcome the limitations that you set. Because we set those ourselves. Spirit doesn't put limitations in our life. We do. When we settle for things. When we say, oh, this much but no more. You know, what am I worth? What can I achieve? How good am I? Am I too old? Am I too short? Am I too uneducated? Am I this? Am I not enough? We're the ones that put the limitations of things. So it's up to us to overcome the limitations that we have set ourselves. It's up to us to overcome them. You know, and our limitations are just a line we draw in the sand in our own lives. We draw that line ourselves, so step over it. No one put it there but us. So we step over it. We need to overcome our previous experience and stop calling our previous experience the only thing that we get to have. It's just the past. And newness. And we need to overcome our past so that we can experience the newness. There is newness there. A different choice leads to a different outcome. A different choice leads to change, leads to a different outcome. A new life. One choice at a time. Choose to do something you haven't done before, because a new choice leads to a new change, leads to a new outcome. And all of that leads us to what? E, evolve. Evolve. Which is what we're here for anyway. We're here to live an outrageously free life. We are here to live a life that Spirit knows of us as. To live that life unencumbered by our own sense of doubt and fear and limitation. When we awaken to our unconscious behaviors, we shine a light on them and see them for what they are, then we can overcome them. We can overcome those ideas and those thoughts and those false beliefs that we held about ourselves, and then we can make new choices. We can get rid of the habit and the fear thoughts by adopting that newness, that thought we never had before. You know, you don't have to believe every thought you think. You can question it and get rid of it. It's not helping, and if it's not serving, replace it with one that does. And by adopting those new thoughts, new behaviors lead to new choices, which lead to changes in your life, which evolve us. Bless you. We have free will. It grows us into more self-actualized, evolved, expressed humans, which is what we're here to do, yes? We're here to be happy. We're here to express life and more of it. Ernest Holmes said we are free beings with free will. We are here to choose from among the limitless options to live the kind of life of our dreams. And so long as it hurts no other person, do what we will. Do what we will. We can and choose our way. We choose to grow. We choose to change. We choose to evolve. And we get to experience a greater life, a greater sense of living, a greater happiness, a greater joy. I'm going to finish up with Muhammad Ali because I've been thinking a lot about him these last week. And he said, impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in a world they've been given than to explore the power that they have to change it. Oh yeah, baby. You know, we have that power. We were born with it. It was within us before we were born. We came into this world with that power. There is a power and presence in the world. Ernest Holmes said, right? We can use the power, the presence can use us. That's the way it works. We have the power to change our lives by our choices. It is our choice and it is our change. It is our power, it's our life. We change it one thought at a time, one choice at a time. We can change our lives, we can change the world. Let's do that. Thank you.